Welcome to episode 1 of Reverse the Relapse. I am so excited that you are here. So if you have had a gastric sleeve or bypass or lap band in the last 10 years, and you want to learn some strategies and have some conversations around stopping the sabotage, stopping the weight regain, then this is the podcast for you. You're in the right place if you're ready to stop the sabotage and weight regain post-weight loss surgery and start losing again. Hi, I'm Georgie Beames. I'm a psychologist who specializes in the area of emotional eating, sabotage, and weight regain for weight loss surgery patients. I work both in a weight loss surgery clinic as well as supporting women online to reverse the relapse. I honestly believe that psychology should be a mandatory part of everyone's weight loss surgery journey. Your body has had an upgrade to version 2.0 after surgery, but your mind has been operating at version 1.0. You're here to update your mind to match your body and get back on your weight loss path, and I'm here to help you. Okay, so I am going to set the scene for you for the podcast today, and I'm going to share with you the foundations. I'm going to share with you my philosophies, and in the future episodes, they're going to be more bite-sized episodes with key strategies for you to deploy. So this isn't the podcast where I'm going to be spending an hour, just having a chat with you. I've purposely designed the structure for busy women that just they need help in the moment. They just need to listen to something for 10 minutes to get them back on track. They need a quick strategy to use in the moment, etc. So that's what this podcast is designed for. So I have been working this space, as I mentioned, around 2014 with weight loss surgery patients, and I love this area. I was actually pleasantly surprised at how much I loved working in this space. And part of why I love it so much is that I honestly feel like there's not enough support for you out there. If you Google weight regain, sabotage, how to stop cravings post weight loss surgery, you're going to see a lot of ads and a lot of posts for revision surgery or the reset diet. And both of those are just short-term solutions. Trust me, I have seen hundreds and hundreds of patients, and that's thousands and thousands of hours one-on-one in a therapeutic context, working with women just like you that have tried it all, right? If you don't actually do this important work that I'm sharing with you to update your mind to match your new body, everything else will just be a band-aid, including the weight loss surgery. Now, you are here because you don't want to throw away those amazing health benefits that you have or have recently had. You don't want to throw away the thousands and thousands of dollars that you have invested in surgery. Throw away all those compliments that have come your way, the confidence, all of those benefits. And if you're like most of the patients that I work with, the only regret that they had about surgery is that they didn't do this sooner, right? That they didn't book it in sooner. So now that you have the tool, and we all know weight loss surgery was a tool to help you and it did its job, now it's over to you, right? And this can often be a scary time for many patients because at the end of the day, they don't trust themselves. And I can understand where that comes from because again, if you're like most of the patients I work with, you have struggled with your relationship with food and your weight probably for all of your life, if not most of your life. And you've yo-yoed with food, you've yo-yoed with your weight, you got to your heaviest weight and you're like, enough is enough. And you've gone down that surgery route. Okay. And we know that it was a tool. Yeah, it was a tool and it did its job. But now what is required are new tools for you. It's time to equip yourself with new tools. And I will be sharing that information with you on why that's important, what to focus on, what to do, etc. on this podcast. Because what has happened is you've got your body, which is your version 2.0, where you might have lost anywhere from 20, 30, 40. I had a patient last week that lost 70 kilos, right? That's just amazing. Right? When you think about even all those like health benefits and everything. And you've lost all this weight, and your mind for many of you is still the old version, the 1.0. This is running the old food programs, the old failure stories, the old fat identity in the background that is causing you to either plateau with your weight or regain your lost weight. Now, I was chatting to one of the directors in the weight loss surgery clinic just last week, and she was sharing with me that there's some research around post-weight loss surgery. And I mean, it intuitively makes sense, but it's just nice to have it backed up with science, right? That it's so much easier to nip things in the bud with a small weight gain, like, 3-5 kilos, etc., than it is with, say, 15 kilos. So now's the time to act. Now's the time to take what I'm going to share with you and execute it. Because the thing about this weight regain trajectory, and I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I just want to be also really transparent and honest and authentic with you on this podcast too, because that's how I can best serve you and help you, is that, many women say, okay, if I don't take action now and change, in 12 months' time, I'll be exactly in the same spot. Wrong. You'll actually be heavier. Right? So what happens is, let's just say you've gained 3 kilos in the last 6 months. Well, the next 6 months is going to look like another 3 kilos and then another 3 kilos. So when you're on that trajectory, it just climbs and climbs and climbs. It's not that you can't just press the pause button and in 12 months' time, you're still the same. That's why I'm here to help you, to reverse the relapse, to get you back on your path. So it's really important for me that I can just take the pressure off myself with this podcast and just be really, like I said, honest, natural. I just want to take all that perfectionism out of the equation. And I know the P word is big in this area of food and weight as well, right? Trying to be perfect, etc., trying to be in control. The area of control just goes hand in hand with the area of eating and weight. So I'm just going to press record and just do my thing and try to get through it with no edits, because getting it out is more important to all of you than me getting it right and me getting caught up in my head and, oh gosh, didn't say that word, or I said too many ums, or it wasn't perfect. I'm just going to put all that to the side, and I'm just going to give myself permission for this not to be perfect. So if you hear, I've got a brand new mic, which I'm very excited about. If you hear a bit of background noise, you hear a bit of background noise. If I say a few times, I say If I get a few words mixed up, so be it. I'm here to help you, and it's about taking the strategies, taking the message, and actually, doing something with it and getting back on your path and making important changes that are actually going to change your life. That's why I am here. So in terms of my story, so I personally haven't had weight loss surgery, but I was on a trajectory of the weight gain. I know what it's like to feel out of control around food. I know what it's like to feel out of control with my weight. I was overweight, significantly overweight for over a decade, and I had zero self-worth, and I was hiding. And I had this big grin out to the external world, and I was really funny and really happy and confident. And inside, I was just really struggling. And I was struggling so much with food. I was consumed with food in my head, what I should eat, what I shouldn't eat, my weight, what's the next diet, how can I, and I just honestly believed back then that if I was skinny, I would be happy. I hated myself. That's one thing. You can't hate your way skinny. And I didn't realize I had it all round the wrong way. And it's about the internal transformation, because the external matches the internal, not the other way around. And this is a big pitfall for many women post-surgery, is that they have lost a significant amount of weight and they expect that they would have felt different about themselves. They expect that they would have felt better, like happier, more confident, sexier, whatever that is. And it just doesn't happen like that. And that's why you need the help of someone like myself as a psychologist to actually give you the strategies and and we'll have a conversation around how to make those changes. So let's talk about my philosophy. So the analogy of the whole 1.0 and 2.0 is going to be a theme throughout the podcast. So as I said, you've got this 2.0 body, and your mind is still at that 1.0 running those old food scripts. Now, we're going to talk all things sabotage on the podcast, emotional eating. We're going to talk about weight regain. We're going to talk about how to get you back on your path. I just really want to have conversations with you that no one had with you before surgery. Maybe no one's had with you to date. Just things like how do I deal with the fact that I've put all my self-worth on my appearance and I feel really crappy about myself now? Or how do I feel now that I don't have all those compliments that were like really feeding my ego when I was losing the weight, and now I've started to put back on the weight, no one's complimenting me anymore. And that feels really crappy, and I feel disappointed, and I feel like I've let myself down. Or how can I talk about the failure, of the fact that I felt like a failure before surgery and I had thought that I was going to be fixed. I know everyone says it's a tool, but I had secretly hoped that all of this would go away. And now I just feel like it's so unfair. And I hop on Instagram and I see these before and after photos and I'm comparing myself. We're going to talk about all those type of things. It's going to be juicy and I can't wait to have these conversations with you. Now, I want to talk, whilst we're on the subject of before and after photos, what I want to share with you here is around sustainable change as well. So, I see in the communities a before and after photos of like 6 months, 8 months, 12 months, maybe even 18 months. But what I want to talk to you about is like, how do you want to be in 6 years' time or 16 years' time? Like, you made a lifelong decision for surgery. And so you need the tools to support you for the rest of your life. You didn't sign up to this, right? To consciously sabotage. So I first of all just want to really acknowledge that this is not your fault. You have a strong attachment to food. You had hoped that this would go away, or would be fixed, or would be sorted through the process of surgery. And to some extent, it was sorted when you're in that honeymoon period. But what just happened is you had the pause button on your mind. So it was just when the honeymoon period, with that honeymoon period, your mind and body were working together and it felt really aligned. And this is where sort of surgery did its job. And then once the honeymoon period started to wear off, the mind started working against your body, and then the sabotage occurred. So essentially your body is the new slimmer you, but your mind is still the old fat you. So body is version 2, mind is version 1. So your mind needs an update and a reboot post weight loss surgery to version 2. And when we do that, we can break those old eating habits, we can stop the sabotage and get you back on your path. Now, rebooting your mind will actually help you to reverse the weight regain. It will help dust off those skinny clothes, be able to go back to those shops. And I know that's a big factor of, for many women, is just they've got the choice around the clothes, right? No longer hiding or wearing black the whole time. Get those amazing health benefits back, or maintain those health benefits, get back in control, and just get your confidence back and be proud of yourself again. So this podcast is going to be the missing link that is going to actually be the game changer for you. So I'm going to have resources for you. I am going to have transformation takeaways. I am going to ask you to connect with me on Instagram and share how you're going. I'm going to take questions. So if you do have any questions, anything specific you'd like me to cover, please send me a direct message, a DM in Instagram. So it's foodfreedom_. And I would love the opportunity to support you so we can actually nip the sabotage in the bud, so you're not continuing to spiral out of control, and stop undoing the amazing work that you have done, and get you back on your path and stay there for sustainable change. So that's what this podcast is all about. So I'm so glad that you are here. I would really be so grateful if you could share this message, share these episodes with other women who are also struggling with these issues, just like you. I'm here to serve. I'm here to help. I'm so fortunate that I work in a clinic that believes in psychology, and I'm a member of, the team and been there for a number of years, but I've also seen other women who have come from other clinics where they don't even know the P word. So that's why I want to actually get this message out to women from all around the world, because there just, in my opinion, isn't enough help or support post-surgery, and they're just spiraling out of control. And then maybe they've stopped engaging with their support system of, feeling ashamed about going and seeing their dietitian or their surgeon, thinking that they've failed or let them down. So I can't wait to share everything with you. Please go through the podcast episodes in the way that I recommend. And I can't wait to connect with you and have this conversation. I appreciate you. Thank you for being here, and we'll see you in the next episode.